Hey everyone, I am trying to make this about as short as I possibly can. It is like almost midnight here and I need to get sleep because I have to work, but this is a topic that I kind of threw out there on my Facebook page that I have gathered quite a lot of responses for. There's this picture that I found on the internet. It's one of those stupid ones which happened to be like a relatable feeling type picture from one of those stupid funny Facebook pages. And the picture of the questioning topic was, it said, "Nothing says my balls are kept in a jar inside her purse quite like a joint Facebook account." So I posted it and said, this is exactly how I feel, and what's the damn point, and insecurity issues much, and people were just on it like flies like shit. And I'm just like, okay, I'm like, I have something here. Obviously, I'm not the only one that feels this. And if that's the case, if I wasn't, then a picture like that wouldn't have existed on the internet. Like, if I was the only one, I mean, feeling this way, this picture wouldn't have popped up and I would have been like, aha, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Joint Facebook accounts, people. You know, I'm sure many of you know at least 2 people who have a joint Facebook account. At least 2. And I find myself thinking, wow, has your relationship really come to that point where you have to be joint together in this Facebook account? Because it's really mind-boggling when you are talking to somebody and then you're not sure who's responding to you. Like, say you and this person who has this joint Facebook account with their partner are talking about something and it's an inside joke, and you have to kind of be like discreet about it because you don't know whether or not one or the other is going to be responding to it. Now, if it is the person that you're trying to reach to, obviously they will get it and comment about it, and you'll be like, aha, yeah, I know who exactly I'm talking to now. But most times when you are posting something on Facebook and they're commenting to it, you really don't know who the hell you're talking to. So it kind of makes the whole privacy issue, like especially when you're talking about like a certain party that they're invited to, you don't really know if that message is going to go through because some people don't like their partners going out and hanging out and stuff like that. And that's just the way it is. But it's such an annoying thing. It's like, okay, there are some things that I want to talk to you about in private that I don't really care for your partner to see what I have to say. And a lot of the times this sort of issue creates a lot of drama. And social media in general has ruined so many people's lives. And I know this for a fact because, well, this has nothing to do with Facebook, but social media, as I've said, has ruined a lot of people's lives. And back in the day, one of my really good friends had posted some really risque shit on MySpace, and a college had reached out to them and said, we're happy that you have interest in our school, but we can't accept you because of the content that you had put on your MySpace. So right there, this person had lost a shot at going to college or at a college of their liking, because of some of the things they posted on MySpace. I've seen marriages fail really badly, and I've ended in divorce because of people talking to certain people on Facebook or posting certain shit about people on Facebook. This is why some people just shouldn't be with other people or certain people. This is why some people should not even be on social media because of the things that they post. People don't have a censor. I don't really have a censor myself, but I am very mindful about what I put. Sometimes I'll make a post and then, like, let's say an hour later, I feel bad about it, so I'll take it down. And when people question me about certain things like that, I'll say straight out, I'll be like, hey, I found it a little indecent to post this. It was very inconsiderate of me on my part, so I felt that it was more appropriate to take it down. Now, with joint Facebook accounts, it still gets a lot of people in trouble because you're talking to certain people that you probably normally would have when you had your own Facebook account. And it's like, if this is the case where you have to monitor your partner's activities online, you probably shouldn't even have a Facebook. You probably shouldn't have a MySpace, not that it's really around anymore. You probably shouldn't be a part of anything online. Being in a relationship is really hard these days due to social media, but I didn't know it was that bad to where you had to be joint together on one single Facebook page and having to monitor everything and making it a little more confusing for us normal people who have a single Facebook page, and having us question who we're really talking to. It has been brought to my attention, I should say, by a friend that with a lot of these types of accounts popping up on Facebook, a lot of them are couples trying to, get together with other couples, or has a lot to do with like parenting or couple activities. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel that's what Facebook groups are for. You can create a group on Facebook and it's basically like this whole community that you can join and talk about such topics. Like, say you're couples, you can have like a whole Facebook group dedicated to couples. It's as easy as that. But I don't really see it necessarily as that case, because I know way too many people who are quite unfaithful to their partner, and they go online and they'll change their passwords constantly because of their paranoia of their spouse or partner trying to hack into their account and reading their things, and just basically getting them in trouble. I've seen so many bad things happen because people just can't be decent. I've seen people lose their jobs over Facebook, lose their kids, get divorced, all because of Facebook, because they can't be decent enough and considerate towards certain issues. I mean, if you're that insecure with your partner, you really need to be more communicative outside of social media, outside of the internet in general, because that's the underlying problem right there. You don't have enough trust for each other because you don't communicate, and obviously you're not loyal to this person because you're not talking to them. You're not telling them your issues. So you think that having a joint Facebook account is gonna solve all your problems in the world? You are dead fucking wrong, because it's just gonna create more issues. You're not giving this person their privacy, nor are you trusting them to have privacy in the first place. I am probably really old-fashioned, and that's just me coming out and saying this, but those are the key things that I value in my relationship. Trust, communication, loyalty, respect, privacy. Those things are very important to me, and I value that when I'm with somebody. I take relationships really seriously. And when I see a joint Facebook account just pop up out of nowhere, it kind of shows me that certain couples really don't value each other the way that, according to my standards, should. So obviously, you have really, 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 really big insecurity issues with that person. And therefore, you shouldn't even have Facebook. And if you can't do that, well, then you shouldn't be with the person, because you can't trust that person to begin with. And it's just a red flag that your relationship is more than likely lethal. So that's just the way I see it. I'm very old-fashioned though, like I said, and I can't tell you how to keep a relationship, and I'm not a guru, but I have seen enough bad relationships in my life to be able to talk about it. I had a lot of problems watching my parents grow up because my dad was really unfaithful to my mom. And it opened my eyes so much that it taught me that that's a bad example of how to be a partner. You know, being in a relationship is teamwork, and it should have nothing to do with social media in general. And that's just the way that I see it. That's the way that I grew up thinking because of seeing somebody I love being hurt by somebody they love. And social media ruins so many people's lives on many different levels. That's why I believe that when it comes to your relationship, it's okay to like post certain things on Facebook, like, you know, really stupid cutesy things like, oh, my husband is so great or my wife is so great because they cooked me dinner or they fixed my car. Whatever. But when it comes to being like airing out your dirty laundry on Facebook, it really makes no sense. And it's just like with the joint Facebook account, it seems like a really great idea at the time. But it's more so to a lot of us other people out there who have single accounts that aren't joint with somebody, it's confusing. It's the same thing as sharing a piece of toilet paper with your partner. Like, it's a really great idea at the time, but it's just a really shitty idea in general. I just don't get this world today. And maybe that's just the way that I grew up because, I don't know, I was very sheltered. But what do you all out there feel about these joint Facebook accounts? And tell me how many you know of, because this is an interesting topic. And I'm sorry if I just like rambled on and kind of like just went back and forth with things, but this is the only way I can reach my point across, so hopefully I did it. So anyway, that's it, and I will see you when you see me. Bye, guys.